Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about AMC. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. Today we're going to be doing a video about AMC Entertainment, where I think AMC is actually going to be headed in 2022, and where do I think AMC's stock price is going to go in 2022 as well. I just want everybody to know that everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It is just my personal opinion and for educational purposes only. So with that being said, let's get started with the video. So let's take a look at AMC, kind of what's been happening. AMC has been getting a lot of attention again. I do want people to understand, with AMC, a lot did happen in the year of 2021. Now that 2021 is coming to an end, we can take a look at the one-year chart, still up 1,000% over the year, which is just absolutely crazy. But we do know that AMC did hit a high of around $70 here around June 2nd, June 3rd. That's when a lot of people basically were buying AMC stock. A lot of people had to cover their short positions from earlier in the year. We had this mini squeeze here on January 27th, but it was just kind of slow-lived until we had the big squeeze run up here in the middle of summertime and kind of traded sideways since, and now AMC has kind of slowly been declining. We take a look at the 3-month chart, down 29.14%, and taking a look at the 1-month chart, down 27.63%, and the 1-week chart down 1.97%. So AMC has kind of been on a steady decline over the last couple of months, but what we do have to understand is with AMC stock, there's still a lot of things that are kind of playing into factor here and why AMC is actually starting to get a lot more attention. So we do know that, AMC being hit pretty hard from the pandemic over the year of 2021, it did get a little bit better than 2020. I mean, in 2020, AMC did lose about 80 to 90% of its overall revenue. 2021 was a little bit better with the pandemic kind of shying away a little bit. And now we basically do, we do have, AMC kind of slowly making its way back up. And what do I mean by this? Well, we just know that Spider-Man No Way Home basically was a huge success in movie theaters as far as, movies go. And it just goes to show that people still do love going to the movie theaters. I think the biggest argument here is people say that people don't really like going to the movie theater anymore, that it's outdated, the business model fails, but that's not actually true. And I do believe that this quarter is set to be AMC's strongest pandemic era earnings period. So we're definitely going to see a huge quarter for AMC, which could, like I said, potentially force out a squeeze. Like I said, I know bears argue that cinemas are dead, but you can't really deny with looking at the numbers of Spider-Man and how much money it actually pulled in. Basically, Spider-Man No Way Home pulled in the third highest opening weekend ever. This was just behind pre-pandemic Avengers at $257.7 million. This is just absolutely insane. Like I said, a lot of people are saying, that the idea and the biggest bears argument on AMC is that the AMC movie theaters are outdated, the company doesn't make money, and that no one's really interested in going into the movie theaters anymore, when that's just not true. And, Spider-Man kind of did set the example for this. It showed that, people still love going to the movie theaters. I mean, come on, third behind basically Avengers, third biggest opening weekend movie ever. And this is in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, you guys know that we have another COVID strain kind of just running around a little bit. Although AMC does face its headwinds from its largest long-term debt balance of $5.45 billion, we have to understand that AMC does also have a lot of cash. So this obviously does help its operational flexibility just a little bit. But like I said, this is going to be, AMC's strongest quarter kind of going into it, which is definitely going to be good news for AMC stock because we're going to definitely see a good quarter ahead. But what does that mean for AMC stock in 2022? A lot of people are predicting with 2022 that, AMC is actually going to have a pretty good year. Like I said, Spider-Man just showed that, people still love going to the movie theaters, that the business idea in itself is not outdated. What does this mean? Well, we do know that if AMC probably does have a good quarter one in the middle of 2022 or the first quarter of 2022, the stock is definitely going to see a lot of upside potential. We do have to understand that there's a lot of people shorting this stock. A lot of the big time people have been shorting the stock ever since the $70 mark, and they've been pushing the stock price down. There just hasn't been enough good news to continue to prop AMC upward. But we know that AMC in itself is very, very volatile. Like I said, taking a look at the 1-week chart, we definitely see here that, AMC can run up super, super quickly. You know what I mean? AMC was up, I believe, about 20 or 25% in a single day. this just goes to show that AMC does have that volatile factor, and the fact that there's so many shares that are being shorted on this specific stock already shows, that there is definitely a lot more upside potential, that eventually these shares do have to get paid back. If we know anything about hedge funds and we know anything about them at all, they will continue to short the stock until it hits $0.00. These people do not have an exit strategy when, okay, we've made this much money, let's get out. We saw the same thing happen with GameStop when people got greedy. They didn't want to cover their positions until the stock ran up all the way up to $500. We do know that there's about 50%, of short on AMC, which is still a decent amount of short, or it's at least approaching 50% as well. So looking at it from a statistical perspective, if we can definitely see AMC stock being able to get that small run up, the stock still does have the chance to squeeze. And I don't want people to ever deny the ability for AMC stock to be able to go through an actual short squeeze. A lot of people are saying AMC is never going to squeeze. The stock is never going to go anywhere and stuff like that. And I can understand that's what people said last time. And AMC did end up running all the way up to $70. Now, as far as a short squeeze, we do know that there just has to be a lot of upward momentum and pressure when it comes to AMC stock. There's got to be a lot of people who are buying the stock. A lot of good news. Like I said, when Spider-Man was a huge success, we saw a great opening weekend. AMC shot up 20%. Why? Because that's a lot of good news right there. If AMC is able to hit a home run with its Q1 earnings, or, we can definitely see that may be enough for AMC stock to actually be able to push upward through how many people are actually shorting the stock in itself. And we know that there's still a lot of people holding AMC stock. There's still a lot of apes out there holding AMC stock. They have not given up hope on the stock in itself. Obviously, we don't have an earnings report from AMC until March. That's okay. Like I said, I do still think that the company still has opportunities to squeeze along the way. But like I said, people are saying that the first quarter of 2022 is definitely going to be its most booming quarter as far as being in a pandemic. And the fact that AMC is slowly but surely making its way back up. And with like I said, with Spider-Man, hitting such a home run over the opening weekend, this just goes to show that the bears only argument that movie theaters are dead, quote unquote, that this is a crappy business line, this just proves that that's incorrect. It just goes to show that, there's still people who love to go to the movie theater. There's still people who love watching movies. Watching movies is my personal favorite thing to do on the weekends. I love going to watch movies in the movie theaters. Even though you can stream them at home or whatever, it's just not the same experience, honestly. And it's not a business idea that I think will ever die. When I went to watch Spider-Man, the movie theater was just absolutely crowded. And this just goes to show that, people still love going to the movie theaters. And the company does have a huge chance of a turnaround, with shorts still having to cover their position, with them heading towards a pretty good quarter, with the pandemic slightly easing back up. I know we have this new strain running around, but it doesn't seem as serious as, the other strain. I don't see anything shutting down or anything like that. So there still is a lot of good news coming in the near future for AMC, with the potential chance of AMC stock being able to go through a short squeeze. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. You guys let me know down in the comments section below, guys, what you think of AMC. Do you guys think AMC is going to boom in the year of 2022? Do you guys think AMC does have a chance to go through a short squeeze? If you guys own an AMC stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day and a Merry Christmas.